Hello, hello Facebook, hello YouTube, hello, 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 hello to my parents. Y'all get in here, my parents, cause y'all know why. I have something to say. So get in here, my parents. Y'all get in here. Lunchtime with Lakeisha. Y'all get in here, my parents. Get in here. Get in here, my parents. Y'all get in here. Lunchtime with Lakeisha. Get in here, my parents. Y'all get in here, my parents. Come on in, come in. I have something to say today to my wonderful parents out there. Lunchtime with Lakeisha every Wednesday. Rain, shine, sleet, or snow. I am here for my parents. Have to show up for y'all. So y'all get in here. My parents, it's lunchtime with Lakeisha. It's Wednesday, parents. It is Wednesday. So for the work week, we have 2 more days. So get in here. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Happy hot day. It is definitely hot outside. To my parents on Facebook, on YouTube, share this out for me, please. Y'all know, because somebody in your town, in your neighborhood, in your state, in your city needs to hear what I have to say. I'm here to encourage my parents. So y'all get in here. I know y'all at lunchtime. Get in here. It's my replay viewers. Thank you so much for taking that time to watch the replay. I'm just here on Wednesdays to encourage my parents who are out here struggling, and just to encourage my parents who are out here maybe feeling down or feeling sad. Hey, cousin. So I'm just here to encourage my parents on today out there. So y'all share this out for me, please. Share this out. Thank y'all again for joining. It's almost school time, parents. I know y'all clapping y'all hands. Y'all ready? Get out my house, children. So it's almost school time for these children. I know y'all excited. So parents, get in here. Y'all see my topic? I need to talk about this for a few minutes to encourage some parent around the world. I need to encourage you today. Yes, y'all see my topic. We don't talk about it a lot, these unresolved issues. But for mom, for dad, it affects the whole family. So again, thank y'all for joining. I'm going to go ahead and get started. It's my replay view. I know it's lunchtime. I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you all that's on Facebook and that's on YouTube who don't know this lady. So my name is Lakeisha Brawls, and I'm the CEO and founder of Greater Family Relationships, where I empower parents. Y'all hear me? I empower parents who are overwhelmed with their children to regain confidence. Y'all hear me, parents? You got to regain confidence and hope, and to establish a harmonious and peaceful home life. Everybody needs some peace in the home. Yes, yes, ma'am. We need some peace in the home. So, only gonna be a few minutes. Just want to talk about today. I'm talking to parents. So, parents, your unresolved issues affect the whole family. Y'all hear me, parents? Your unresolved issues affect the whole family. So somebody may say, Keisha, what are you talking about? I'm glad you asked. I'm talking about those unresolved issues that we deal with maybe as a child, maybe as a toddler. I'm going back. An infant, a toddler, teenager, young adult to adulthood. And what are some of those issues, you may ask? I'm talking about things like if you've been abused as a child, if you've been neglected as a child, if you had trauma as a child or a teenager, we grow up into adulthood and we don't resolve these issues, and it affect the whole family. Y'all hear me, parents? So you have to think to yourself, parents, what is something that's affecting me that I haven't dealt with? Right? I talk to some people, some parents, and they say they may have been abused as a young child. So it affects the way that they may parent. It affects their life. And I know women, we strong. Dads, I know we are strong. But it still affects us. We take on a lot of stuff and we think we doing okay, we doing good. And then guess what? A trigger happened. Something reminds us of an unresolved issue that we hadn't dealt with. Okay, so y'all know how it be. Be transparent, be open. So I was sexually abused as a young child. I'm trying to think how old I was. Maybe 10, 11 or 12, one of those. But and it wasn't a stranger, you know, it was a friend of the family, and he might have been a few years older than me, but he came around a lot. So check this out, parents. I felt like, you know, I'm a mental health therapist, I'm a parent coach. I felt like, you know, I had dealt with it, you know, it wasn't really bothered me in my adulthood. But check this out. About a couple weeks ago, I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw his picture. Y'all hear me, parents? I saw his picture and something happened in the inside of me. I kind of went back and I got angry. I got upset. I even felt a little hurt. But I thought I was over that, because this family member, not family member, friend of a family member, he wasn't mean to me. I was just young, didn't know exactly, because it brought back some memories. You hear me? I was young, you know, didn't know how to tell nobody, you know, so I thought I had dealt with that. It's over. I won't ever see him again. I moved to another town, so you know. But his picture came across Facebook, and it took me somewhere. And I had to think about it. Have I dealt with that? And parents, let me be honest, I guess I didn't deal with it, because if I had dealt with it, seeing him wouldn't have affected me like it did. Y'all hear me, parents? Seeing him would have not affected me emotionally and mentally like it did if I had dealt with it. So parents, I'm telling y'all, unresolved issues affect the whole family. It affects how we parent. And I know for me, I don't let my boys, you know, go places to stay a lot of times. That's just me. But it's not because of that issue, because this issue happened where I was living in my family home. You know, so they always at somebody else's house and nobody knew. And I didn't know how to tell it at that young age. My first thought was, are they going to believe me? You know? So as a parent, our unresolved issues affect the whole family, and especially our children. Y'all hear me, parents? It affects especially our children. So we as parents have to sit down and think about the unresolved issues, the unresolved trauma, the unresolved abuse, the unresolved neglect that we haven't dealt with. And as an adult, we need to deal with it. If that's getting a therapist, if that's just letting it out, writing in a journal, whatever helps you to get it out. Because we are raising some children. We are raising some God-fearing children. We are raising, I said last week, some virgins. Y'all hear me? We are raising some fearfully and wonderfully made children. And so we can't let our unresolved issues stop us. You right, cause always on the lookout for warning. Now, I don't let my boys go stay nowhere because my grandmother didn't let me go nowhere. She was like, your friend come over here, but you ain't going over there. And I get it. She was being protective. And during that time, that I was abused, one time it happened in her home. She didn't know. She went to her grave not knowing. I think I told my mom and my aunt as an adult. As an adult, I told them what happened. I wrote my aunt a letter and I told my mom verbally. Me and her was talking about it. But just think, if that had been resolved as a young child, maybe it wouldn't have went on as long as it did. Maybe I could have got help as a young child. And that's why I always encourage parents, and especially children I work with, tell somebody. Right? It's somebody that a kid trusts. It's one person that every kid can trust and that can talk to. Because I don't want those kids to grow up like me, like you, cousin, have experienced some things, like you, Deshauna, have experienced some things, Kosha done experienced some things. We have experienced some things, and so it be unresolved, and so we bring it into adulthood, and then we kind of make decisions off that. We parent off that. But just think, parents scared, you better say that. Yeah, sometimes we are scared to tell. I can't tell you how many times I've been in homes and my kids tell me I've been abused and my mom didn't believe me. That just breaks my heart when I hear a kid say, I've been abused, but my parents don't believe me. Y'all hear me, parents? And some kids, let's be honest, some kids will, falsify that. But I'm telling you, when a child is being abused, their behavior change. Y'all hear me, parents? If you would tune in to them, when a child is being abused, their behavior, their actions, they change. And we deal with things different. And one more example. Growing up, and I don't know why my mom is on here now. I don't know why, but my mom allowed us to use the word stupid. Like, in her house, we could not say the word stupid. And I always wonder why. I always wonder if somebody called my mom stupid. I always wonder what happened that we couldn't say that word. And so guess what? That's how I grew up. So in my house, my boys can't say stupid. You right. It's in their own home. And my boys, hey mama, and my boys, they can't say the word stupid. I don't even know why, because I do know why, because that's how I grew up, and my mom didn't like that word. So I took it up on myself, not knowing the root of why my boys can't say it. But I heard kids say it all the time. So one day I'm going to ask my mom, one day I'm going to ask her, why is the word stupid is such a bad word to her that we weren't allowed to say it? Some folks use it like saying, I don't know, in general talk. But that's just another example how sometimes our unresolved issues affect the whole family and our children and affect the way we parent. So y'all, that's all I got. I'm over my time. I didn't mean to go over my time, but I wanted to encourage a parent somewhere. Exactly, Deshauna. Yep, those some of the other words we couldn't say. But I wonder why though. It's got to be a reason why. It's got to be because we can say silly, sometimes people even can say dumb, that's not so bad, but it's a reason why our parents told us or instilled in us why these words couldn't be spoken in the home. And sometimes we don't know the reason. Exactly. And sometimes we don't know the reason. So I just want to encourage my parents. I love y'all. I want y'all to be able to deal with some unresolved issues before you have to have a trigger like I did a week or two ago. How you think something has been resolved, you have dealt with it, and then a trigger come, a smell come, a person face come, a color come, something comes that trigger you and it sets you back emotionally. Y'all hear me, parents? It set us back emotionally, and kids are watching our every move. They could be on the phone playing a game, watching TV, but they are watching. Okay, my mama said stupid is just like cussing to her. Okay, I get it. And it goes deeper than that. But she'll share it with me later. We'll talk about it later. So to my parents, I love y'all on this Wednesday. I want y'all to know that your unresolved issues affect the whole family. I love y'all parents. Let's get help on today. Let's talk to somebody. Let's do a journal. Let's deal with those unresolved. I challenge y'all parents today, July the 13th. Happy birthday, Auntie Margaret. My auntie birthday today. On today, July the 13th, I need you parents to deal with your unresolved issues, however it may be. Yep, that's true, cousin. It does. Thank you, Deshauna. I love y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'm so over my time. But thank y'all for joining me. I love y'all. And y'all know what I have to say. Mom birthday today also. Okay, cousin, tell her we said happy birthday. Happy birthday to everyone. Happy birthday. So thank y'all for joining me. I love y'all. And parents, y'all know what I gotta say. I say it every week. You got this. I got this. We got this, parents. So let's get it. See y'all next week. I love y'all so much. Bye bye.